What's up, David? What we debating today, Marcus? It's time to start the show. Yeah, it's time to start the show. Off the top rope, 4-figure leg lock. Ric Flair with the chest chop. Haterers wonder why I never tap out. A young king like the Marcus. Undertaker with a coffin. Choke slam so often. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, the boy keep flossing. Man, the boy keep talking. I'm with David. I'm with Marcus.
Back here on No Holds Barred Podcast, I'm joined by the up-and-coming artist, the one and only Tyler Rose.
Thanks for having me, Dave.
No problem, man. I'm glad you're here to talk about your music and talk about sports and entertainment with us. Feel free to download Don't Blame the Rain, available on iTunes and SoundCloud. Go listen to it. This is a really good project. I'm not just gassing them up. I'm not just blowing smoke. This is one of the better projects you could listen to out here in Massachusetts, for sure. Now let's get into some wrestling, man. I know you're a little distant with it, but I know you know more than you let on. So Goldberg. Always been a Goldberg fan. One of the biggest Goldberg fans I know, along with my cousin Woody, man. I know you know he's came back. And we were watching the Rumble. You got a chance to get a glimpse of his comeback in the Rumble. He didn't look too bad. I think he's looking better than people are giving him credit for. Now, let me ask you this. As a Goldberg fan, Tyler, on the outside looking in, he decided to make a comeback this year, 2017, for one more run. 50 years old. Some people look at that and say, man, leave your good legacy alone, retire, enjoy your life. There's no need for him to come back and tarnish his legacy. I say it's good for business because at the end of the day, you get Goldberg on your show. It's showing right now. It'll sell tickets. And people will want to see him. Ratings go up. What do you have to say about the fact that people are saying he's too old, that a part-time guy should not be world champion? To that you say what?
I say, man, like I always say, passion, man. Goldberg obviously has a passion for wrestling. You know, I mean, just think about it. You're a star in your heyday. You've been on your hiatus for a while. You want to get back out there and wrestle. You know, you still want to continue the legacy, continue to go out there.
You have that itch. The itch probably never goes away.
Maybe a little financial things too. But
obviously.
I mean, hey, he's been his last wrestling check he's collected.
He hasn't wrestled in a decade. You know,
that's 10 years without a job. You just never know. So I can definitely say that it's something like that.
I think him coming back, I personally never really been a Goldberg fan, but I think him coming back was a really good thing.
Yeah.
He just won the Universal Championship. He's taking it to face Brock Lesnar in a third match.
Yeah.
Had he not come back, we wouldn't get a second or third match from them two. Those are two of the most beastful guys you could have in any sport.
Yeah, those
guys are huge. So who wouldn't want to see that on the big stage of WrestleMania? Roman Reigns. What do you think about Roman Reigns? He has a lot of haters, a lot of lovers. He also does despair. Good-looking kid, marketable. I think. What do you think about Roman Reigns, man?
I think that he's a pretty good wrestler. I'm not too fond of him, but I must say I seen a match. I think I'm not sure if he was taking on the Undertaker. Was it? It was. I don't remember the match.
He just had a face-off with the Undertaker.
I remember watching him one time with a buddy of mine. He watched it on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I seen him. I was like, "Who's this guy?" And he's like, "Oh, he's Roman Reigns. He's one of the new guys. One of the those big guys and stuff." And I look at his character. You know what I mean? He looks like he's in good shape. You know what I'm saying? He looks like he has a good wrestling character.
Yeah.
I think that he can really be one of the greatest. Go down as one of the greatest, wrestlers if he continues down the right path. But like I said, I'm not too sure because I haven't followed him too much. But from what I've seen, the guy looks like a stud.
I agree. I think first of all, people are a lot of his haters say the reason why he gets so much buzz is because of his look. Well, in a genre like wrestling, people don't understand look is half the battle. You have to have a marketable look. You have to be able to go on a magazine cover, a video game. It's a business, man. People complicate wrestling, man. At the end of the day, it's like any other entertainment industry. You want to sell tickets. You want people to care about the product. And I think he just has this star quality to him that once you see him on the screen, you just can't look away.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the most important things you have to have in that industry, in that business. And the sky's the limit. I think the sky's the limit. He
Definitely.
can work on his verbal skills a little bit, but the sky's the limit for that guy.
Yeah, definitely. He has a lot of potential.
What do you got? What do you got cooked up for the future? I know you just put out "Don't Blame the Rain" not too long ago, but what are you looking to do? I've always looked at you and been like, man, Tyler has yet to have a banger with a female R&B artist.
You know what?
Is that something you got cooked up by
You know
any chance?
I wouldn't call it a banger, but I always have certain songs where I think, you know, it'd be nice to have an R&B flavor to it. Maybe a hook or a chorus or something of the vibe. Definitely is always in my mind. I do want to work on a new project. I've been dropping songs every week. I just dropped one today. I don't know when this interview will air, but I dropped one recently. So I'm always putting out music and just always creating, always thinking. And you always got to keep your mind, you know, with fresh ideas. You can't stay stagnant and think, you know, you got to box yourself into a certain, you know, category or whatever. You got to try new things. So definitely something I have in mind and I've thought about before.
Okay, that's good to hear. I'm excited. I'm gonna be on the lookout for
definitely.
an R&B hook or whatever it is. And when it comes to music, do you feel like what's the end game you want to take with it? Ultimately, I know you've met Pusha T. I know you've been performing. What's that been like? I've never gotten a chance to hear that from you.
Yeah.
Like, what is there a certain ritual or certain music you listen to get psyched up for a performance? Where your nerves on you a little bit? Tell me about that.
Yeah, definitely. I know before I do a show, you know, a little jitters, but as soon as I get the microphone in my hand, I just start, you know, performing. All that leaves. I just feel free. It feels like one of the best feelings you can have as an artist is to project your music to an audience. One of the best feelings also is that everybody's watching you, so it's all eyes on you. You're the main focus. So you really can just really give the people what they want to hear. Because when I'm performing a song, I'm not just gonna say it. I'm passionate about it, so they feel the emotion and they can feel it. You know, a friend of ours, Leno, when I was performing, after I was done, he had like his eyes were watery. And I was like, wow. He's like, yeah, I just felt that. Like it touched me because I felt how real it was. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ended with Premeditated Threats as a song, you know, talking about the police brutality and the way the world is and what I don't like about it. And I went into depth before I went to do the performance song. I just explained, you know, the song and why I did it. And it kind of hits people, like you said. You pull a string with emotions, man. And I seen it. I was like,
it's one of the most powerful things in the world.
Definitely.
Eleno, if you know Eleno, he's one of the most.
Yeah.
I don't mean this in a bad way, but he don't show his emotions that much. So that is hitting me right now. Like, wow, that's powerful.
It hit me. I was like, wow. I didn't, you know. I always give my, you know, my true ability on when I do anything, music. This interview, I want to give my all. You know, I don't like selling myself short. So when I got on stage, man, I just, you know, really said how I had to say it. You know, really just went, you know, with it.
That's amazing, man. I'm gonna have to be at one of those performances one of these days, man. And I know you look up to Kendrick, rightfully so. The guy's really talented. Is there any other artists right now that you say hit you or inspire you on a similar level than Kendrick?
Similar level? I don't know.
Nobody's on that level?
Not that level, but
close to it. Who would you say is close to it? I want to know other rappers that, you know, inspire you, that you like their work, or, you know, even that you're looking close to right at the moment.
Well, right now I've been listening to a lot of Isaiah Rashad. He's actually another artist from TDE, which Kendrick Lamar is a part of. TDE's label that Kendrick signed to. I've been listening to a lot of his stuff. I used to listen to him when he first came out, like 2014. He came out with a song called "Shot You Down." It was a really good song. He came out with a project called Sylvia Demo, and I've been listening to that a lot. I've been listening to like Freddie Gibbs, Vince Staples. I get a lot of inspiration from different artists, but the most inspiration always usually comes from like Kendrick Lamar, because like I said, I always pride myself on his music because he's passionate about his music just like I am. So I always feel like there's more connection there. Because he really just tackles concepts and obstacles, and I think that's what every artist should do. Every great artist can really just
don't spit about nothing you don't know about.
Paint a picture with your words. At the end of the day, no one knows you when listening to you. Give them an insight about who you are and what you've been through and what you've seen. Don't just talk about the nonsense that we don't have. Don't talk about a fancy car or a bunch of women or a bunch of money. I don't have that. We live in a situation where we're not in that place. So I think it's good for artists to really give a piece of them into the music, and that's what he does, and that's what inspires me.
Well said, man. That was really well said. You take a look at some of the other artists around, and I know you've had a few features on Don't Blame the Rain. Tell me about the process that went into making a feature. Do you find yourself more challenged making a feature, or do you find it easier to make a song by yourself? What was that like? Because I think the features, you had just enough.
Right.
But you had just enough solo tracks too,
Yeah.
and one of you was it pre-made? Was it
Decisions?
Decisions is, I would say that was my favorite song
Thank
on
you,
the project, and I like the guy
Shout out
who
to Extra
featured.
Dope.
Yeah.
Dope, yeah.
What was that like? Where's he at? He a Massachusetts artist?
Yes, he is. The funny thing is, first I want to say my process of me making the features. I usually don't know it's gonna be a feature. To be honest.
Wow.
I just make the song and I be like, you know what? I think someone will sound good on this, or like, you know what? I want this song to be a feature. I want to get someone on this song because I see potential in it, and I want it to reach certain people. However, but yeah, for that question. But the second question is, I didn't actually meet him until he came to record a song. However, it was funny because it was on Twitter. He reached out to me and he followed me, and then he had a song that came out. It was called Wavy Baby, and I liked it. It is called Wavy, and it was just good. It was a good song. I felt like that vibe of like the early 2000s and like some Max B type Dipset type song, but it wasn't like, it had some good lyrics to it, a good hook, and I was like, man, this dude's pretty dope. And all of a sudden, like maybe like 10 minutes after, he tweets one of my songs. He tags me. He's like, shout out to Tyler Rose, man. He's dope. And I was like, yo, man. I DM'd him on Twitter. I was like, I like your song. He's like, I like your song. I was like, I'm down to work whenever. He's like, all right, me too. I was like, actually, I think I got a song I want you to jump on. And I had that song recorded maybe like 5-6 months before he got on it. I was actually recorded, and I just I sent him the song. He liked it. Came through. He recorded his verse, and the rest is history, man.
Wow. Definitely a catchy song, definitely a deep song. I think that was your deepest song on there, man. Yeah, it was a very powerful song. And speaking of songs, if viewers don't realize it, this is the voice behind the theme song of this podcast, man.
Definitely.
And tell me what your thought process was like when you was hooking me up with this track, man. I gotta tell you, every time, the more I listen to it, the more it just clicks, and I hope it will do that for viewers at some point in time. But I think for a guy who's not like close to the pro wrestling product and all that, I couldn't have asked for a better theme song. What was that like? Because you did it fairly quickly too.
Yeah, I mean, once I get the idea going, David, I can just keep going, very, very, very fast. But however, it was actually more challenging because with this, I wanted to stay on topic with with sports and wrestling, and when I'm writing it, I didn't want to be too long, and I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I was really forcing things to go. So that's why I kept sending you back and forth, like, do you like this? You want me to add something? Like, I wanted to make perfect for you. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, it's a product for you. So I wanted to give my best. But at the same time, I wanted you to give you something that you really needed and wanted. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I went about. I wanted to make the best product for the show and what the viewers would like. It came apart from the instrumental, the mellow vibe to it. I wanted to have everything that would be good. Like I closed my eyes and I was like, all right, I hear this beat over this. I went, checked out your podcast, and I looked at it and I played the song and I was like, you know what? I think it'll fit. So there's a lot of thoughts that went into the process of me, making the song.
Yo, thank you again. Thank you for coming on the show, man. I learned a lot today. Yeah, who knows? You might pop up again on the future. Don't forget to download Don't Blame the Rain on Apple Music as well as SoundCloud. And feel free to like this guy on Facebook. He has a Facebook page out there. Be on the lookout for more Tyler Rose music and Tyler Rose projects. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at No Dash Holds Bar Podcast. Like our page on Facebook on No Dash Holds Bar Podcast. Thank you for joining us, everyone.
Thank you.